Hey, Demo with Fetzerco here. Today we're going to be looking at the GH5 and what the difference is between 422 10-bit and 420 8-bit. So I got my GH5 today. Here's the box. Love this camera. Was waiting for this camera for the longest time. A few years actually, ever since I got my GH4, I was really excited for the next iteration of it. Finally got it. Absolutely love the camera. The camera feels nice in the hands, and I'm sure you guys have seen videos about it. Ever since EOS HD released their article on 422 10-bit versus 420 8-bit, and how there was no difference between them, how the compression sucked, there was pretty much no reason to use the 10-bit, I decided the first thing I'm gonna do once I do get my GH5 is actually test that very thing. Everything that I'm gonna show you was filmed at 4K at 30p using Vlog, and honestly I didn't know what to expect. Reading the article, I really did think that there was gonna be no difference, so I kind of was going in there with that kind of mindset, but I did want to test it on my own just to make sure. So let's take a look at the footage that we got today. So in this first shot of the tree, there really isn't too much differences between the 8-bit and the 10-bit. It actually really starts to show in this tree branch. The 10-bit is actually a little bit more colorful, has a little bit more color retained in it. In this next shot right here, the 10-bit actually has a little bit better handling on the macro blocking that's starting to happen as the 8-bit kind of falls apart. And you can kind of see it. It's a little bit harder to see, and I'm not sure if you're going to see it with the YouTube compression, but the 10-bit definitely handles that a lot better. The next shot right here, they're actually very similar, but the one thing you'll actually notice in it is on the lake bed, the greens actually have a lot more information and color retained in the 10-bit. They don't seem smeared like the 8-bit does, and that's one of the biggest things that 10-bit really brings to the table. It captures a little bit more information, you're going to get better gradations between colors. In this next shot, we actually start off with the 8-bit, and this is kind of the better way to see it. As it switches over to 10-bit, you can actually see the grass get a little bit brighter, a little bit more colorful. You can see a little bit more detail in the trees. The reds in the tree trunks are actually coming out. They're popping a little bit more. Whereas in the 8-bit, it was pretty much a blue tree trunk all the way around. Now this shot was actually one of my more favorite ones. It really does show where the 10-bit shines and when you really want to use it. When you're shooting shots that have quite a bit of sky in them, the 10-bit actually holds information much better. And as we zoom in to about 300% on this, as we watch this, the 8-bit is actually falling apart completely. This would actually show in your video, it wouldn't be good, it's not pleasant to watch. Whereas as this switches over to 10-bit, you can actually see that the sky is actually no longer flickering, there's no macro blocking happening. The footage actually holds up very well. And that's one of the biggest differences between the 10-bit and the 8-bit. From that EOS HD article to watching other people's reviews of the GH5, I was almost ready to give up on the whole 10-bit. I really did think that it was just a marketing ploy by Panasonic and that it really wouldn't do anything. But just doing this quick experiment, it really did show that the Panasonic is quite a powerful camera. For the $2,000 price point that it offers, it has a lot of features that if you know how to use them, this camera will serve you really well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little review. I know it was pretty quick. It was just something that I thought a lot of people should see. There's a lot of people that say that they graded it and there's no difference. And honestly, the grades are kind of bad. I wouldn't call them heavily pushed. These actually were. Like I said, they were shot in Vlog and kind of pushed into these colors, pretty much bringing it back. Now, if you guys like this video and want to see more, leave a comment, subscribe. I plan to make little videos each week, and we're going to be going over color grading, editing, shooting, other camera reviews. NAB is coming up, and if any of you guys are going there also and we run into each other, please feel free to come up and say hi. I'd love to meet you. But alrighty, till next week.